So Minister, you've been MP for Yishun for 31 years. What do you want to be most remembered for as an MP there?
I would rather say what would I want done and what do I feel happy about if I achieve. And that's really the physical infrastructure in Yishun over 30 years has improved tremendously. And people can see the changes. One of the things that I frequently get, one of the comments from people in Yishun is they understand, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of upgrading done. So you make people's lives better. That's the physical part. Then, of course, trying to deal with the issues people may have. And separately, you try and create communities. That I'm particularly enthusiastic about. What do I mean? You take underprivileged children. You arrange a football study program. So you tell the kids, if you are prepared to study, do put in certain number of hours. Then you can also join this football program where you can play football and you'll be coached on football by good coaches. So people come in. You create micro communities. That's important.
How often do you spend time in your constituency, given your very busy schedule?
You want to run a constituency, you have to spend the time. So you have different things. You have wakes, you have weddings. Pretty much almost every night I will be at some event. Then you have meet the people sessions. For that, nowadays I also ask my fellow MPs to help me. Separately, I make it a point to walk around the ground very regularly. You have to do that. You have to talk to people who are not coming to see you. You've got to go out and see them. Then you've got to make sure there are house visits that are organized. So I don't sort of keep track of every single event. You've got to be present. You've got to know your people. You've got to know what they are thinking. You've got to know what the issues are. You've got to sort out the ground issues. And you've got to sort out their issues.
You do have a reputation for taking on difficult topics and speaking your mind and going all out to defend them. Could you talk a bit more about that?
I have my views. I form my views based on the facts, the evidence before me, the viewpoints, the feedback. It's thought through. Then when somebody questions it, I'll explain it. I am prepared to defend my viewpoint. I am prepared to explain. And if somebody points out to me that my viewpoint is not accurate, I am prepared to change my viewpoints.
How do you think the government has changed in those 30 years you've been witnessing politics and being a part of politics? And how do you think the electorate has changed?
I think the central function of politics hasn't changed, and the expectation of people on what the function of politics is maybe it hasn't been articulated, but I don't think it has really changed. And it's really this. I see it whether in Singapore or elsewhere. What is the function of government? What's the function of politics? A strong central government is necessary, which is able to act in people's interest, but whose powers are completely subject to people's will, so that at the end of 5 years, people can throw you out if they are not happy. So that is important. The regular accountability in Parliament as well as outside, plus the ability of the people to throw you out, to keep the government honest. This is important.
Okay, thank you very much for
Okay,
lunch.
thanks. Thank you.